Welcome to this Studio 5 special presentation. In this journey of inspiration, we're jumping into the ring of Creed 3 to land life lessons in the real-life fight of faith.
Hey, my man. Can I help you?
Let me get an autograph.
Nah, I ain't signing no autographs, but you get off my car.
Oh, homie. You don't remember me, huh? Come a long way from bumming rides from your mom.
Damn. Boy, you had me. Damien.
Yeah, just got back to the hood, stopped by the old gym, but
Yeah, we upgraded a couple years ago.
see,
It's
been a minute.
in a minute.
It's been a minute. Adonis and Damien, Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors' first meeting in the film Creed 3. The first of 5 powerful scenes we're sharing and a jumpstart to a powerful life lesson. You can't run from your past. Welcome to Studio 5. We're climbing into the ring to bring you an up-close look at Creed 3, a film that actually made history, pulling in the biggest opening weekend in the U.S. for a sports movie. This is the 3rd chapter of the Adonis Creed story, and it marks a first for its star, Michael B. Jordan. It's the first time he is in the director's chair, a move that took him out of his comfort zone, and as you can imagine, it stretched him, challenged him, and even scared him. It's a place we all need to go in the daily fight of faith, and Jordan shows us how to push and find ourselves on the other side of fear.
The higher you get, the harder it gets. That's life.
Because this is a war. It's a fight, it's a battle.
So, how long have you known each other?
We was like brothers.
Adonis Creed has been defined by boxing his entire life. But is boxing all Adonis is? How do you raise the bar for the man that we've gotten to know throughout Creed 1 and Creed 2? The fun part was finding ways to keep it intimate and true to character and story, but then also, how do we take some real big creative swings and take it to the next level?
So how much of Michael B. Jordan's story is in this chapter of Adonis Creed's story?
Going into Creed 3. Adonis is a father, a husband, a better man, but there's secrets from his past his family doesn't know.
Hey, my man, can I help you?
You don't remember me, huh?
Damien. It's the only character I played 3 times over the last 9 years of my life, so, you know, I kind of had an idea of the similarities and, you know, maybe some of the things that, you know, a young black man like that would be going through, you know, with the success and just all the obstacles and things that the weight that he might be holding on those shoulders. So I leaned into some of those things. I grew up with Adonis Creed, so this opportunity to direct the 3rd installment, it's so personal to me.
How much is it the responsibility of someone who succeeds to then open the door for someone who's coming after? And how do you tread not risking it all to...
I mean, it's more complex than that. I think that was some of the conversations that we wanted to have. There is no black and white, there's no right or wrong. There's just like perspective and a lot of gray area, which life is. And I wanted to have that conversation with these 2 characters. So whether it pertains to, you know, Adonis or not, doesn't necessarily mean that somebody else's experience that might be going through the same thing. They might have a different set of circumstances. But for Adonis, I think, you know, having that childhood trauma, having those moments and that history and that past, I think complicates that answer a little bit. All roads led up to this moment, and we need to see what happens next.
I imagine, as we know, this was a physical workout. How emotional of a workout was it for you doing this particular?
Very emotional. Not just for the subject matter, but just the emotions of caring about a movie more than anybody else. You know, I think, you know, as a director, you have to obsess over it. So its emotions are going to be involved. Every day's a fight. I'm fighting for ideas. I'm fighting for time. I'm fighting for sets, locations, wardrobe. I'm fighting for everything. You know what I'm saying? So. I think this was an emotional journey that I've never really been on before, in front of the camera and behind.
Was it terrifying?
Yes, but I felt the most alive doing it. You know, it was terrifying of the unknown. I think once I got into it, you know what I'm saying, we started, you know, the boogeyman didn't seem so scary anymore. And then, you know, we just took off.
I need you to let go of your fear. Let go of the guilt. Let go of whatever was and walk into what is.
One technical move Michael made to elevate the film was shooting all the fight scenes in IMAX, and congratulations are in order for him. As the film made its premiere, Michael B. earned his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. We've got so much more to come in this Creed 3 edition of Studio 5, including this next scene, showcasing Adonis Creed as a dad to a daughter who is deaf. Meet Mila Davis Kent, who plays Amara Creed.
Okay.
Still ahead in this Studio 5 special.
Lieutenant Tom Hudner. Jesse Brown.
From the Navy's first black aviator.
We're taking a slight detour on the way home. Say again?
To Kang in Marvel's Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Just a man who's lost a lot of time, like you. But we can help each other with that.
And now, boxer Damian Dame Anderson.
Damian's fighting the world and he's trying to hurt people.
What made you want to join this boxing franchise? We're in conversation with actor Jonathan Majors.
They take your name, and they give you a number. That's how it started. I was the best, though.
Yeah, you were.
I was, bro. But I never got a chance to prove that. Look, all I'm saying, bro, if Apollo Creed could take a chance on some underdog, why can't you?
Is he taking a chance on an underdog or risking everything he's earned to pay a debt that he doesn't actually owe? That's a life question to consider, as seen there in the third of 5 scenes we're sharing in this special edition of Studio 5. And at the center is Jonathan Majors as Damian Anderson. He's a new character in the Rocky Creed franchise, but he's raising some old, possibly buried issues in the life of Adonis Creed.
Mike wanted to tell a story that honored the legacy of Rocky, but was different. And a big part of that was introducing Damian Anderson.
How long were you locked up?
18 years, bro. I know I've been away a long time, but I still got gas in the tank.
Come by the gym.
Thank you.
What made you want to join this boxing franchise and add this to your collection, if you will?
Whoa. I needed a job.
No.
I was the best, though. Man, I never got a chance to prove that.
They shared this boxing dream together. So imagine what happens when you have to watch someone live that dream without you.
The Rocky franchise, these boxing films, are the most iconic sports films in the history of cinema.
Damian was like family.
Hey, what you doing, man?
And to join that, you know, as an actor, and particularly in this capacity, you know, as, yes, the Rocky is very iconic, Creed is very iconic, but their opponents were just as iconic, you know, and so to kind of join that pantheon, it's a huge challenge, but also a huge honor, you know, and you may only do one, you know what I mean? So it's like, let's go, you know, let's do it.
I'm coming for everything. You threatening me?
It's all on the line here.
What's Damian's internal fight? What's his struggle?
Oh, it's this idea of freedom, you know. He's constantly dealing with humiliation.
One day you came back. The past came back too.
There may have been a time when Damian had your back.
No friends in the industry.
But that's not what he's doing now.
My brother's been my brother's man.
How is it that he has his drive, he has his ambition, he has his body, he has his ability, and yet he's not the champ? He's not free. He's not seen as worthy. That's humiliating. He's fighting against that. That's what's driving him. To get to that freedom, to get to that place of self-actualization where no one can humiliate you.
Before I got locked up, I was the best. You a coward, bro, and a fraud. Try spending half your life in a cell, watching somebody else live your life.
We see a tension there between the two characters. How much is it incumbent upon those who are successful to help bring those, like a Damien who's left behind, up?
You can be a gatekeeper, or you can be a bridge builder.
The conversations that Mike and I were having were life-changing for me as an actor. It's a real collaboration, you know, where 1 + 1 = 3.
I think it's quite important. Each one teach one. You know what I mean? Let me have to do it for you. You know, but each one teach one. You know, but there are. Yeah, I think the proximity to access, you must close the gap, right? If I'm already there and you're way over there, I can bring you here. You know what I mean? Teach a man to fish. Yeah. You know what I mean? I can bring you here. You know, I can't do it for you. But I think what you must do in success, to those you feel are will do no harm, right? They should be brought in closer. You know what I mean? Because so many times, if you don't see it, you can't be it. You know, and we keep people said, it happened to me. They keep you away from it. So you can't even glean what is potentially on the other side.
Hey, I'm just getting started, little brother. I'm coming for everything.
And we want to take a moment to share 5 fast facts about actor Jonathan Majors. He has a daughter. His mom is a pastor. His dad was in the Air Force. He's a graduate of Yale University, and he starred in one of my favorite films, The Last Black Man in San Francisco. We've got so much more to share in this Studio 5 Creed 3 special, including catching up with the cast as they made time to work and deliver love and support to young people. In fact, that is this week's Studio 5 Snapshot.
You could call this the cast of Creed in Community. Michael B. Jordan, Jonathan Majors, and young Mila Davis Kent traveling to Atlanta, paying visits to the Salvation Army and to the Boys and Girls Club. They screened the film for young fans, shared a few boxing tips, and paid it forward with a check for thousands. We then go from Atlanta to Chicago, where Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan spent time with young men from the Urban Prep High School. This is where 100% of the seniors had graduated with 4-year college acceptance for the last 11 years. Smiles say it all. Powerful connections made, and their actions in photograph are this week's Studio 5 Snapshot. Still to come.
Amara makes Adonis a better man, a better father, a better husband.
Your dreams really deepen for a person that you've made, so I think Amara is a real gift in that way.
Tessa Thompson's take on the women who strengthen the Adonis Creed family.
I think they're constantly pushing each other to be the best versions of themselves.
So, Miss Producer, when's your next show?
I don't really perform like that these days. Yeah, I took a break because I was having some issues with my hearing on stage. And now I'm trying to be careful and preserve what I got left. So, I'm producing. Yeah. Not anytime soon.
Still hard to get that part up, though. Right?
Yeah, it's not the only thing I love, but it takes work.
It takes work, especially when it comes to giving up something you love because it's no longer serving you best, and learning that letting go opens the door for what's next. That's a scene with actress Tessa Thompson, who plays Bianca, Adonis's wife, and the mother of their daughter. Bianca's grown quite a bit since we've seen her last, and in many ways, Tessa and Tessa's character are traveling a new yet familiar road.
I think what's been so beautiful to see over the course of these films is how our relationship has grown and changed.
We talked about our characters and where they would be at this point in the story. Bianca and Adonis having a child, and what the family in the future was going to look like moving forward with Amara.
She learned those qualities from her mom and dad, and that makes Amara feel strong. She feels brave.
Amara makes Adonis a better man, a better father, a better husband.
Your dreams really deepen for a person that you've made, so I think Amara is a real gift in that way.
This film is really about family.
I think they're constantly pushing each other to be the best versions of themselves.
How would you say Bianca has evolved since we've seen her last?
Oh, since we've seen her last, I mean, I think she's evolved tremendously. It's so interesting to me sometimes the symmetry that happens between Bianca and I. While we're very different in some ways, there are things that line up, and one big difference for her, I think, is she's begun really producing, and she's a business owner and running a company, and that's something that I'm also doing now. So I think that's one change for her, and then I think over the course of the series of the 3 films, we've really seen her soften a lot. I think there's a new level of vulnerability, of truth about self, of just like emotional maturity that I don't know that she had in the same way when we first met her.
I'm coming for it all.
It's not gonna stop.
Then you make him.
How would you describe the family? Just watching the beauty of inclusiveness and American Sign. I mean, just watching that unfold on screen was a joy. How would you describe that?
Well, you know what's interesting is Mila Davis Kent, who plays Amara in the film, her family was with us a lot. And her mom especially, Kim, was there the whole time, and then her dad and her siblings were there too sometimes. So getting to watch that, like a family in real time, I think really meant a lot to us, and getting to sort of take that energy and put it on screen. And then I think just thinking around the tons of families globally that will feel seen, I think, by seeing the family that we create in this fictional family, I think meant a lot to us.
Action! Do what I gotta do. Some of my methods you might disagree with me.
Mike has done such an incredible job directing this film. He has the spirit to bring a group of people together.
Great job, bro. Great job.
He's incredibly disciplined. Getting to see him approaching the work in an almost athletic way was just an honor to get to watch.
What was the shift like? I know you act alongside Michael B. Jordan all these years, but now you act and you get directed by him. What was that like?
It was such a joy. I mean, the truth is our process has always been so collaborative. In a way, we have always been directing each other, oddly, over the course of making these films, because we check in with each other so much. We're always in conversation.
How you feel? You good?
How did that feel? How's this feeling? And we're always like kind of co-authoring the characters too. So in a weird way, the shift didn't feel that stark, you know? The only difference that I will admit to, A, is that I felt very proud of him every day. B, is that he got to have a say in what I wore. And that sometimes was tricky. Because he wouldn't make up his mind. And also, I was like, well, I want to, no, I think this is a cool thing to wear. And he was like, no, I don't know about that. I'm like, okay, it's your movie. I love you so much. Fine that the shoe's too much. I agree. Okay, I agree.
Don't let him destroy everything you've built. Everything we've built.
The on-screen chemistry between Tessa and Michael is something Creed fans have long admired, and as she shared, that may be because they're such close friends off camera. Here's another unique find. Variety reports the two prep for Creed 3 in an unusual way. They actually did couples therapy. Before we take a break, we've got one more scene from the film to share, and it is intense. A meeting between Adonis and Damien.
I brought you into my home, bruh. You met my family. I put money up for you. Put the gloves on your hands like you asked.
That's enough, Jolie.
You put the gloves on my hands? Oh, homie. You must be punchy. Because if memory serves, you used to carry my gloves.
Get out the gym.
Just moments away.
Please welcome to The Late Show, Jonathan Majors.
When Jonathan Majors travels, he carries a unique accessory, and fans and photographers are starting to notice.
You brought your own mug out. We have this mug for you, and you brought your own, but it's a very interesting mug, I gotta say.
There's a message in the mug, and it comes from his mom. We've got the life lesson next.
Welcome back to this Creed 3 edition of Studio 5. Music is a big part of this film, and it's a big part of our show. And our soundtrack this week is one that could very easily fit into this chapter of the Creed story. I'm pretty sure Bianca would sign this singer to her label. She is this year's Grammy Award-winning artist for Best New Artist. Take a listen, and you'll hear why Samara Joy and Guess Who I Saw Today is what's playing in my ear.
I saw two people at the bar who were so much in love that even I could spot it clear across the room. Guess who I saw today?
On that musical note, we have time for just one more thing, and it's actually a message in a cup courtesy of Jonathan Majors. He has our final word.
You brought your own mug out. We have this mug for you, and you brought your own, but it's a very interesting mug, I gotta say. I like it, but I'm not the first person to wonder about this. Here's a little article in GQ magazine. Why is Jonathan Majors always carrying around a little cup?
I've been doing it since I left my mother's house when I was around 18.
Did she give you a cup?
She didn't give me a cup, but she gave me a word of advice. She said, baby, because she was so terrified of the circus that I've joined. Show business. She was very clear. I'm almost a pastor, and she was very clear about safety. You know, she would say, no drinking, no drugs, no sex. Every time I left the house, no drinking, no drugs, no sex. To get on the plane, to go to college, I had to say no drinking, no drugs, no sex before I went through security. This has happened my entire life. But the drinking was a thing, and she always said, you know, baby, just make sure, you know, you don't worry about, watch your cup, watch your glass. And I kept that in mind, and, you know, for safety, but also, you know, what that meant, you know, and...
What is that? What does that mean?
Now it means, you know...
Mind your cup.
Mind your cup. You're a vessel. Nobody can fill you up. Nobody can pour you out. You do that yourself. And so holding on to this is a reminder that, you know, even in this craziness that's happening, you know, my self-esteem is my self-esteem. You know, nobody can make me, no one can big me up, as it were, or tear me down. And this,
Mind your cup.
Yeah,
I like it.
That's Jonathan Majors, the son of a preacher, with today's final word. Mind your cup. You are a vessel. Nobody can fill you up. Nobody can pour you out. You do that yourself. And I'll add to that, make this your personal prayer when it comes to how your cup gets filled. God, as you redeem and restore me from the pains of my past, fill me up, fill my cup until it runs over with what you desire for me to pour out to others. That's a great final word for this special edition of Studio 5. Until next time, make time to uplift someone around you, and then come on back and see where Studio 5 takes you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching.